we're back with another video. Now I know what most of you are probably thinking, right?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Well, that's not the case over here. Today we are talking about a gentleman called Mansi Mfondo, who got given 10 years imprisonment for thinking he can play GTA. But that's not the case. This guy got given 10 years imprisonment for an investment scam. We've got court documents, we have got statements from the people who got scammed, and you'll see the similarities between him and everyone else that we got exposed. And this will kind of open your eyes as well. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Before we continue, I want to thank our lovely sponsor, that is HFM. So today's video is sponsored by HFM. HFM is a fully licensed and regulated broker by the FCA, but they're also internationally known by 7 regulators as well, boosting a 4.5 Trustpilot score, giving you peace of mind that you are in good hands with HFM. Now HFM has got a minimum deposit of only $5, that is about $100, and their withdrawals are super fast. So while you think of withdrawing the money, it'll probably hit your account there as well. They also got the leverage of 1 to 2,000 on Forex and gold, and 1 to 1,000 on their popular indices as well. Remember, they also do offer seminars all around the world, even in those small towns. And they've got offices in Sandton, Johannesburg, and Durban. So if you got any problems, you can just walk into that office there as well. But we obviously know we have to announce the giveaways that comes with this as well. All you have to do is, now to stand a chance to win $250 to trade with, all you need to do is basically sign up using the link here below. And you can also stand a chance to win $500 if you deposit and basically trade the account while you've deposited as well. So 2 winners. Number 1, if you sign up with the link in the description box below, you can stand a chance to win $250. And if you sign up with the link and you deposit, you can stand a chance to win $500 into your trading account as well. I'll leave a link in the description box below, guys. Go check out HFM. And don't forget, I give away 2 $5,000 funded accounts every week. Yes, yesterday's winner who emailed us this morning to say that they received the account. The next winner will be selected on Sunday. All I have to do is make sure you like, subscribe, and you leave a comment related to the video in the comment section below. Let's get into the video quickly. Now, this gentleman pulled a stunt that everyone else has pulled in South Africa. We see this. It's called an investment scam. Now, we've got the court documents over here that explains exactly what had happened also. Now, the way the scam basically worked was a short-term investment of the following amounts were made by... Okay, so basically how this worked was that if you give him 1,000 Rand, he would flip it into and you'll get 3,000 Rand. If you give him 3,000, you will get 6,000. And if you give him 5,000, you will get 10,000. And if you give him 20,000, you will get 10,000, you will get 20,000. Now that kind of sounds very familiar because it's something that we actually have dealt with. So we also have the people who got scammed by him here as well. And their statements sounds very familiar. Now before we get to the main statement, I want to kind of show you guys exactly what had happened and exactly what he got for doing this type of things, right? So the first application came through, okay, they're actually a husband and a wife. She said that because of social media, as I told you guys, you have to be very careful with what these cats are putting on social media. She said that because of social media, they became interested and met Manchi aka CJ, who advised them to invest a small amount and observe how their money grew. They invested 1,100 in August in 2020, and in December 2020 they received 12,000. Now they were convinced, and after meeting with him again in early 2020, they invested 130,000 into Manchi's scheme. The money was paid into 3 different bank accounts on 14th of March in 2021. The applicants paid 10,000 into Manchi's Capitec account. The application only pertains to that transaction. They submit that when they invested their money with Manchi, they honestly believe that he was a legitimate investment scheme. Now, you can get the full court document. I'll leave a link in the description box below for that as well. But you guys see the similarities? It kind of reminds me of, what's that guy's name? I actually forgot his name. That is how unimportant he is. This is exactly what all of these guys are doing. The court should be going, the judge should be going out there. Now, remember, this was the husband and wife. Now, the partner had a similar experience, right? It says here, they were introduced to Manchi business by their friend Puramal in 2 transactions on the 15th of May. They invested 90k in a net bank account owned by him. In a replying affidavit to the opposing affidavit of the respondent, Sarika Ramnarain confirmed that prior to this date, she had on the 15th of January 2021 invested 5,000 Rand with Mansi from such investment. 6 weeks later, she received a return of 15,000. It was shortly after she received this payout that she and her husband invested an amount of 90,000 on the 15th of March. They state that when they invested their money with Mansi, they honestly believe he was a legitimate investment scheme. Now, we're going to come back to what he actually, how they actually prosecuted him on that as well. But one thing I want to show you guys is these are the similarities of how people are doing the same things that these guys are doing on the ground floor here as well. Remember, this guy pulled a massive scam, and you guys are going to see exactly how much he got away with. Not got away with, but how much they actually got out of him. But that's not the point. The point is that the similarities are so the same of what most of the guys that we know here are doing versus what he did as well. In any case, our boy then got caught, and this is the full statement by the South African Justice Prevention and Security. It says here 10 years imprisonment and a 4.5 million asset forfeiture for crypto trader. It says here the Durban Specialized Commercial Crimes Court has sentenced my boy, only 33 years old, to 10 years direct imprisonment after he pleaded guilty on behalf of himself and his company Crypto Manchi Group to several charges of fraud, contravention of Banks Act, contravention of Financial Advisory Intermediary Service Act, and the Prevention of Organized Crime Act, and they committed between 2020 and April 2021. Quick. So these guys are still running around. Now, the Banks Act, I would believe, is because he was taking people's money and he was storing people's funds in his own personal account. The Financial Advisory Intermediary Services is providing financial services or acting as a financial services provider without being licensed to do so, right? Again, a lot of these guys are doing it. I don't know why they go for my boy over here, but in any case, he got caught. Now, this is his story, right? He was an online trader who bought a cryptocurrency, and at some point he started an investment scheme which had short-term and long-term promotions. Promising high returns, he managed to enlist the assistance of two women whom he knew, which is the people that we just spoke about there as well. I will leave a link into the full details for this for you guys as well. It's not that I'm not going to read everything because it's a lot. Now, this is where they got him, right? It says here that he flew to Cape Town on a business trip and was unreachable to his family. The investors, this course, so the investors couldn't get hold of him, his family couldn't get hold of him. Then what happened is they reported him missing during the time Mansi was spending the investors' money, and the investors opened a criminal case against him on the 22nd of August 2022. The AFU of the NPA obtained a preservation order freezing all his bank accounts. Realizing that his funds were dried up and that his account were frozen, he handed himself over to the authorities in Cape Town, and the case was then transferred to Durban. The AFU order was subsequently finalized, recovering over 4.5 million from Mansi. As part of this plea sentence, he was sentenced to 15 years, 5 years of which was suspended for a period of 5 years, provided that he doesn't get arrested for the same situations again. And then they gave him 10 years for the rest of what happened, right? I'm going to put all of this information for you guys. If you love reading, you can go and read it over there. All I wanted to say was, all I want to say is, right? Why would they, like, I'm trying to understand something here quickly, right? And the thing that I'm trying to understand is that the FSCA once issued a fine for a person who was selling signals. Yet there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people selling signals. This guy runs an investment scheme. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people running an investment scheme. Now I'll give you a little bit of advice of why the FSCA and the court and the judges are going after people like this. Because if you go up here, you will see over here, right, that there was actually people, if you go here, Mansi flew to Cape Town trip and was on. This caused his family to report him. During the time he was spending investors' money on the investors, opened a criminal case against him. That is what they did. They actually went to the police and say, hi, this guy is missing, he ran away with my money. And they opened a criminal case against him. Now I always say to you guys that if anybody runs away with your money, call the bank and tell the bank, this is a fraud, I paid him money but now he's running away. They will freeze their bank accounts and they have to go and open it by themselves. Or you understand, but I'm not saying if you're going to go to the police, you might get your money back. I just don't understand why the FSCA and the police, they are not, it's not aligning for me so nicely. How you get the one person and the other one is still out there doing, you know, whatever it is that they want to do. But look, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I'm not clued up with the law. So I guess, you know, I have to learn. In any case, that is from my side. Thank you for your time. Don't scam. And as always, cheers for years.